Are you?
All right. Y'all can start whenever you want.
Okay.
I'm Mrs. Gawodzinski, the lead counselor at Wiley High School.
And I'm Amy Andrews, the lead counselor at Wiley East High School.
And we're here to talk about the Wiley ISD career experiences. And all of you should have one of the career experiences, hashtag I have a plan, WISD booklets in front of you.
Yes, and we're going to walk you through that today and hopefully help prepare you to create your 4-year graduation plan.
Well, high school is so different from junior high because in high school, you actually have a certain list of classes that you have to complete in order to graduate. And even though you may be picking some different career experiences, everybody has to complete the same basic list of classes, and that's called the foundation plan. And on that foundation plan, you have to have 4 years or 4 credits of English. You have to have 3 years or 3 credits of math, 3 of science, 3 of social studies. You have to have 1 credit or 1 full year of PE, 1 credit of fine arts, 2 credits of languages other than English, and it can't be 1 year of Spanish and 1 year of French. It has to be 2 years of the same language, and then you have to have electives. But that's not all. We want everybody to get what's called an endorsement. And your career experience will be part of that. And Mrs. Andrews will be explaining a little more about career experiences in a minute. But you need to get an extra math. So notice it says 1 math. That means you have to have 3 for your foundation plus 1. So you actually need 4 years of math to graduate. Same thing with science. You've got to have 1 more science class. So that means 4 total. 3 on the foundation plus 1 for your endorsement. And then you have to have an extra 2 electives. And those electives will be part of a sequence of your career experience. You have different kinds of choices for your endorsements, which we'll talk about more in just a second. You can pick from different arts and humanities classes. You can pick from business and industry, and oh my gosh, there are so many of those. And you can pick from public services or STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. But no matter what you pick, you're going to end up with the magic number of 26. 26 credits to graduate. Put a star by that.
Perfect. In doing so, as you continue to look through your booklet, you're going to see the different areas and the different graduation plan overviews, and that goes into a little bit more detail about the foundation plan as well as the endorsements that we just went over with you all. I would like for you to continue turning the page. You're going to see information about earning an endorsement. It actually breaks up the endorsement areas into business and industry, STEM, arts and humanities, public service. And then as you turn the page, it also talks about advanced coursework that you can also opt into to satisfy some of these requirements. As you look on down the page, it also goes into detail about different classes that you can take that will fulfill certain requirements. So for example, for PE, you can take a general PE class. You can take aerobic activity, team sports. You can also take a class called outdoor education. You can be in athletics, ROTC, drill team, band, cheer, or dance. Any of those courses will count as a PE credit. Same thing for our fine arts. There are many different areas that you can earn a fine art credit, those being band, orchestra, dance, drill team, art, theater, choir, and music theory is also an area that you can earn your fine art credit. And then as you can see, of course, we have athletics broken down as well with football, volleyball, cross country, tennis, track, softball, golf, soccer, basketball, wrestling, baseball, and powerlifting. And we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail as we talk about actually creating your 4-year plan.
Hey, Mrs. Andrews, I have a question for you.
Sure.
If I take dance for my PE credit, can it also count for my fine arts credit?
It cannot. Your first year will count as your PE credit, but if you continue to take dance and maybe go on and take it a second year, then it certainly can. And there are several classes that there are some different things that apply to those courses. So we'll be able to also answer those questions individually when we visit your junior high. So if you have any questions like that that come up, certainly as you go through this process with us, write those down so that you'll be able to ask us when we visit your junior high campus or when you come to one of our I Have a Plan nights.
We have another tip for you too. Mrs. Andrews read all of those different amazing high school athletic opportunities, but please don't write athletics into your 4-year plan. In high school, you actually pick a sport. And you have to pick the sport that comes first in the calendar. So for example, if you play football and baseball, football comes first. So you write football down on your 4-year plan. And then when it's time to switch to baseball, guess what? We'll switch you to baseball.
And what is also different that I feel like students don't understand coming in from junior high is if you don't make the team, you don't stay in and go into off season.
Right.
At that point, we would put you into a PE course. So that's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up.
And at our school, at least, a lot of times the PE classes are not the same period as athletics.
Correct.
So
it's the same at Wiley
often,
East.
if you don't make the team, you'll end up with a schedule change.
That's correct. That's the same at Wiley East. There's also some information about how we prepare our students for life after graduation. And you'll see at the bottom some of the different testing opportunities that we provide as you go throughout your high school career. As you turn the page also, it talks about college credit, earning college credit. It lists many opportunities for AP credit, for dual credit options. And again, these are things that as we create these 4-year plans and as we visit with your student, we'll talk about the opportunities every year. I know that right now both of our campuses are in the process of sitting down individually with all of our students and planning for the next school year. So please remember as we do this that we're going to really focus in on that 9th grade year and the endorsement, but every year we'll sit down with your student. We will talk about the next year. We'll make sure the classes that they are selecting are the ones that they're still interested in, and this is something that we will revisit every single year of their high school career.
And at both Wiley High School and Wiley East, we have dual credit presentations, AP, pre-AP presentations, different information throughout the year where the students get updated information every year about those programs and how they can possibly earn college credit. They've got some amazing, awesome opportunities here in Wiley.
As we go throughout this booklet, you're also going to see different opportunities as far as for certifications. I don't know about at Wiley High, but I know that I think as we all talk to our students, it's really exciting when you see that a student can graduate with a certification that can possibly send them directly into the workforce, or possibly if they want to go on and further their education, they can automatically start earning some money to help them get through school. So it's a great opportunity if your student gets into a pathway that ultimately leads to a certification.
Something like pharmacy tech, which is a really good program that our students at Wiley High have in the past gone over to Wiley East to take the classes, even though they're Wiley High students. But they can come out of high school with a pharmacy tech certificate and get an amazing, great job right out of high school, like you were saying, Mrs. Andrews. That's
well, and
exactly
the same thing
true.
with the culinary experience and the 544 Cafe. It's great that our campuses can share students and can share these opportunities. And it's nice that we work hand in hand to make sure no matter what experience you choose, there is a plan in place to make sure that your child can go through all 4 years and earn that experience no matter which campus it's offered at.
Exactly. That's perfect.
Okay, well, let's start off. You're going to see the Arts and Humanities endorsement. All of these in this area are ways that you can earn a fine art endorsement. So we're going to go ahead and turn the page. And as you see, as we work through this booklet, everything is broken into columns as far as your 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year, especially when it comes to the way you can earn a fine art endorsement. You'll see it broken down on this page into dance, music, theater, and visual arts. So everything under that 9th grade column is an option for your freshman student. You'll see that you can earn this through dance, varsity dance, band, choir, orchestra, and the list goes on. And basically, as you go across the page, you'll see that there is a coherent sequence of 4 classes that your student would take in order to earn an endorsement. Excuse me. So, for example, in theater, let's take theater. If your student is interested in theater, they would take theater 1, 2, 3, and 4 over their 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade years, and they would earn an endorsement. It really is as simple as that. Is there anything else you think we should point out about the fine art experience?
Yes, I think that if you are a band kid or a band parent, sometimes you think, oh my gosh, if I do an arts and humanities endorsement, I can't go on to college and then become an engineer. Well, the great news I think there is that colleges really want you to have an endorsement. But when you start at college, you'll start over. So you could have a fine arts endorsement because you're a band student, but you're also maybe in athletics. You just don't have enough room to take all of the other classes that you'd like to take. And you can still go and major in something else when you get to college. So for a student who is really interested in theater or interested in choir or interested in band, this is a great endorsement option. And you can still take other electives.
Absolutely.
So where you have open spaces, if you are interested in engineering, yes, absolutely, you can take an engineering elective. You can take another elective in a different subject.
That's a great point.
Social sciences and pre-law is another option under arts and humanities. And the social sciences and pre-law experience mainly is extra social studies. And in Wiley, what that means is that you are going to take something like AP psychology, or maybe 1 semester of psychology and 1 semester of sociology. Notice on that page, do you see how it says 0.5 next to those courses? What that means is that instead of a credit, you get half a credit. And you get half a credit because you're only in the class for half of the year. That's 1 semester. So in the case of psychology and sociology, and you'll see it with some other classes throughout the book, that means that you would take the class only 1 semester and you would take the other one the other semester. So if you take some additional social studies credits, you can be in the social sciences and pre-law experience for your endorsement.
Perfect. Another great opportunity within this endorsement area is the world languages experience. Some of our students that start their foreign language, maybe they're Spanish in junior high, they're kind of already set up maybe to complete 4 years. You can certainly complete 4 years even starting your 9th grade year, but if you're a student that's interested in world languages, this would be 4 courses of either Spanish or French, or you could do 2 and 2. So you could do the first 2 years of Spanish and the first 2 years of French. We would highly encourage students to look into this opportunity as well, because there are some opportunity for dual credit and for AP, as well as you get into your 11th and 12th grade years.
And a lot of students who are in 9th grade are going to take a foreign language or languages other than English, LOT, class anyway. And so one of the things that this experience could do for you is it could give you an opportunity to have an extra space in your schedule for another elective, like band or like choir, or like maybe you want to take principles of agriculture just to see if that might be interesting to you. So something like that would be a good way to do that.
Okay, business and industry is the next area that you can earn an endorsement. As you see listed on this sheet, there are several different opportunities with ag, architecture, audio video, business finance and management, business marketing, construction, culinary, graphic design, information technology, journalism, and welding. All of these areas fall under business and industry. Let's start with agriculture. This is pretty popular in Wiley ISD. I know a lot of our students like to show. They're in FFA. These are 2 really active organizations on both campuses, and the agriculture experience is for students maybe interested in any kind of whether it be farming, veterinarian. I'm trying to think of all the different options that my students have talked to me about that they're interested in, that have been in this experience.
Food production,
yes,
and floral design.
Absolutely. So as you can see, there's an introduction course. So that intro course is the Principles of Agriculture. That is your freshman level course that you would put down on your 4-year plan that we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But that intro course is always going to be your freshman level course. As you look at that second section, it says concentration courses. These are the courses that you're going to take possibly your 10th and 11th grade year, maybe even your 12th grade year, but certainly your 10th and 11th grade year, that again, when you'll sit down and we'll talk to your counselor about every year. And then you see that advanced or practicum course. All of these experiences are going to have some kind of advanced or practicum course that hopefully your student will stay in their senior year and earn either a certificate, or it will be some hands-on experience that you will get to participate in your senior year. For the ag experience, that happens to be either advanced animal science or practicum in agriculture. As we referred to before, you'll see that there's a 2 beside the practicum in agriculture as we go through, and if you see like we talked about, a 0.5, or in this case a 2, that means this class is double blocked, which means it will take up 2 class periods instead of just 1 class period.
And you'll get 2 credits for it.
Correct, yes.
I think one of the great things about the practicum, Mrs. Andrews, is that it'll give you some real world experience before you get out there in the world or get a job or go to college, and you'll really have an opportunity to do some stuff where you take the knowledge you've learned in the classroom and you use it outside the classroom.
Absolutely.
So architecture and interior design is the next one. And again, if you're interested in this pathway or this career experience, notice that the intro course that you're going to put on your 4-year plan is Principles of Architecture. And then you can go from there into architectural design, interior design, and the advanced courses are a continuation of those and a practicum in architectural design.
Perfect. And just as a reminder, I just know that as incoming freshmen, just remember that intro course is what you would take your freshman year.
Exactly. Start there.
Audio video production. This experience is an awesome opportunity for students maybe that are interested in the communications industry. You get a lot of hands-on experience in this program. It allows you to have time behind the camera, maybe with sound, light, setting up the stage or the production area, as well as working in front of the camera. Maybe if you want to go into TV or radio broadcasting, it's a great opportunity for those students. As you look through this, there is also a double block practicum course at the end, and this is one area that you can earn a certification. You can actually earn an Adobe certification upon the completion of this program.
The next page is business, finance, and management. And there's a box at the bottom of the page that shows a bunch of careers that are related to business, finance, and management. But this is only the beginning. I mean, there are so many careers out there related to this particular career experience. And so notice that, again, you'll start with principles. So that's what you want to choose for your 9th grade year. And then when you get into 10th and 11th grade, you've got several different concentration courses and even possibly a dual credit option. And then once you get into your advanced courses, you're looking at practicum, business calculus maybe, accounting too, some really advanced courses that would give you a real stepping off into a successful business career after high school.
And kind of like you referred to, we're going to continue on with another way you can earn an endorsement in business through the business marketing experience. And this is really for students maybe interested in some kind of real estate or customer service. You can see that as you get into those concentration courses after that Principles of Business Marketing and Finance, this is maybe also for students interested in starting their own business, some entrepreneurship. Maybe you're interested in sports and you want to do a sports marketing or advertising class. This is just another area to earn that business endorsement.
Another really popular experience is our construction experience, where students have real hands-on experience from 9th grade, where they take their intro course in Principles of Construction. They learn how to handle tools safely. They go from there into construction technology, and then they go into construction technology too. Even we're now going to be offering an HVAC, or that's how people learn to fix heating and air conditioning. And so that's an excellent career opportunity, especially in Texas. And that's something that, again, the district is offering new for the coming year. And every year, that's something that we want to make sure that you're aware of. There are going to be new opportunities.
Absolutely.
As the district is growing and these opportunities are growing, you're going to have more and more things that you can look forward to.
The culinary arts experience. I love this experience. I think because this is one experience that we really share between the two campuses. I think our district does a great job of this because we share the 544. It happens to be attached to Wiley High School, but our students participate in this just as much as the Wiley High students. It's a great way for both schools to come together and to work at the 544. So students interested maybe in a career in any kind of culinary experience would love this pathway. Also, if you're interested in hospitality or tourism, maybe you want to work for Disney, or maybe you're interested in anything in hotel management, you would take the Principles of Hospitality and Tourism course your freshman level year. You would take then the Intro to Culinary class, or maybe a Lifetime Nutrition and Wellness, and then those practicum courses, which are those double blocked courses, are actually hands-on at the 544 Cafe. It's a great opportunity. Students get to choose whether they want to work breakfast or lunch. They need everything from cooks to servers to people who order the material. So it truly is a hands-on, complete experience in restaurant management, no matter what area that you're interested in.
You're exactly right, because some of the students are specializing in the cooking part and some are doing the managing part.
Absolutely.
So you're learning different pathways. And then graphic design is also very popular because it allows students to combine a creative side with a very technological side. Most of what they do is based on computer or work on on a computer, but they have to have some kind of artistic vision to really make it work. So if you have sort of an artistic interest, or are interested in doing something where you are some kind of graphic designer, this would be a great class or experience for you, and you'll start out with digital media.
Information technology. This is such a growing industry. A global growing industry. This is really for students interested in more of the programming, networking, taking computers apart, building computers. I've just really seen this grow over the years, and I think you can just see in the job market how this is going to continue to grow. So you would, again, take that Principles of Information Technology as a freshman level course. Then you can really specialize in what you're interested in, whether that be programming, networking, and continue on as you go into a practicum course. There's a lot of opportunity as well for maybe some internships, which is great, which goes back to that hands-on out in the job force, getting that hands-on experience.
The journalism experience is something that's a little different at each campus. At Wiley High School, we have yearbook. So you will start in the 9th grade and do journalism for first semester and photojournalism for second semester. And you'll go from there into yearbook 1 and then 2 and 3. And that is a great opportunity for students.
Absolutely. I think just maybe one of the differences is that we do offer a newspaper on our campus. And so after that freshman level course that you referred to of the journalism, photojournalism, students have the opportunity to choose yearbook or newspaper.
Welding is also a really good job-related field where you will learn skills in high school that can possibly get you a really good job straight out of high school, even if you do not do any further college. Principles of Manufacturing is the starting course for that, and then from there you will go into welding and you will learn more about metal manufacturing and possibly welding too, and there's also a practicum in that career experience.
As you turn the page, we're going to go into the next area, which is the public service endorsement. And a public service endorsement can be earned through the education and training experience, health science experience, law enforcement experience, or ROTC. So education and training is one of the first areas to highlight. This experience starts with the Principles of Education and Training course. What's really neat as you go through this program, it is truly not only training teachers, but possibly future administrative staff, counselors, any kind of area of education. Your student can really get some hands-on training. As they go into those practicum courses, their junior and senior level year, there's opportunity for dual credit. But what's really neat is students are paired with a teacher in Wiley ISD or with a counselor if that's the area that they're interested in, and they actually get some hands-on experience in the classroom, very similar to student teaching, which most students don't get the opportunity to do until they're in college. So that's a great opportunity here in Wiley ISD.
It's very meaningful for the students who go through that program.
Absolutely.
And also, health science is one of our areas of greatest need for future jobs. And so this is an experience that has a lot of impact at our school. There are a lot of different options. You'll notice that there are some stars or asterisks that say can take these courses as dual credit or non-dual credit options. So there are going to be some different things that you can do to personalize this pathway for you. If you're interested in doing something as an EMT where you are handling emergency situations, or maybe you want to do pharmacy tech, like we talked about a few minutes ago. Maybe you want to be a nurse or you want to be a doctor. There are so many different health-related fields that you can go in many different directions based on how you or what you like after you get into this experience. But your starting point is going to be Principles of Health Science.
The law enforcement experience is also another very popular experience. I think part of its popularity is there's an opportunity for students to participate in Skills USA, where they get to go compete against other districts on the information and the skills that they have learned in this class as far as law enforcement, criminal investigation, suspect apprehension. So it's great to see those students get involved in the extracurricular component, not only just to do the coursework. So students interested in the law enforcement experience would start in Principles of Law, Public Safety, Corrections, and Security, and then they would get to choose between some additional courses, whether that be law enforcement, criminal investigation, forensic science, and then a practicum as well. That kind of caps off that senior level experience in this endorsement area.
The next page is ROTC, and our ROTC instructors want you to understand that you do not have to join the military if you're in the junior ROTC program. In fact, most of our students probably do not join the military after their junior ROTC experience, although if they do, this has been a great beginning for them. And in fact, can end up with them getting higher pay if they go into the military. But the main benefit to taking ROTC is that it teaches leadership skills. And no matter what other career path that you choose, you will find that those are going to be helpful skills.
Absolutely.
So that's a great experience to look at as well.
Okay, and our final endorsement area is the STEM endorsement, and you see that can be earned through engineering and robotics, mathematics, science, or sports medicine. So we are going to start with the mathematics experience. Basically, that intro course is going to be your Algebra 1 or Algebra 1 Pre-AP. For several students in Wiley ISD that choose to start their their algebra course early in 8th grade, they are already on the pathway to earn this endorsement, because by the time you're a senior, if you stay in math all the way through, you are going to earn 5 credits in math. So this is a great opportunity for students, and a lot of students are already on this pathway just through taking Algebra 1 or Algebra 1 Pre-AP, I should say, in 8th grade.
And Mrs. Andrews, I have a question. So if you are going to end up earning 5 credits of math, but you also, let's say, take the classes that are necessary to get an endorsement in business and industry for, let's say, marketing. Will you get 2 endorsements?
Yes, isn't that the great thing about Wiley ISD and all of these opportunities is that many students will earn more than 1 endorsement, maybe without even intentionally doing this, but just by the way that the coursework is set up in our school system.
The next experience is engineering and robotics. This is definitely one of our popular experiences, and it's also a really fast-growing career field. So something that you may be interested in if you like solving problems, or if you are just interested in figuring out the world around you. Engineering is a good place to investigate. The beginning course, no matter which kind of engineering you're interested in, is Principles of Applied Engineering. And from there, you can go into design and presentation, robotics, and on into more design and presentation and more robotics and design and problem solving.
One of the really cool things about this experience, just by watching students on our campus, is seeing them like create this solar car and watching them build robots that go and compete. And there's just so many different areas that they can apply what they learn and then go do something outside of the classroom as well. The science experience is actually when students earn 5 credits in science. Kind of like we referred to earlier, students can choose to double up in their science at some point. The intro course, every freshman student is going to take biology or biology pre-AP. From there on, you can see how the courses are laid out. But for the most part, if a student doubles up or chooses to take 1 additional course in science over their 4 years, in Wiley ISD, they are going to earn a STEM endorsement by taking 5 sciences.
And like we were saying earlier, that may be the perfect solution for some student who's an athlete or a band kid who's also an athlete, who's trying to figure out how they're going to put all their interests in the 7 little boxes that they have every year.
Absolutely.
And then sports medicine is actually also earned by getting 5 science credits. Now, you will be taking Sports Medicine 1 just because you're interested in being an athletic trainer, learning more about that. You also have to be in biology, but you have to be in that anyway. And then you can go on into Sports Medicine 2 and maybe take medical terminology as an option. But no matter what, you will have to have 1 additional science class for a total of 5 sciences. That's how you actually get this endorsement. And if you're in sports medicine, honestly, one of those sciences should be anatomy and physiology. That's where you learn about body parts, bones, and muscles.
So as you turn to the back of your book, you're going to see an actual 4-year graduation plan template. If you will please take the time to fill this out completely, make sure that your ID is printed nice and neat where we as counselors can read this. We would like to have a parent or guardian signature as well so that we know you have sat down with your student and approved these courses. We really want to concentrate on that freshman level sequence. So let's look at that now. Let's look at the 8th grade column. If your child has taken Algebra 1 or Spanish 1, that is a high school level pre-AP course. So you can go ahead and write that down under the 8th grade column. You know that you are earning 1, possibly 2 credits if you're in both high school credits by taking Algebra 1 or Spanish in 8th grade. As you look at the 9th grade level, we would like you to go through and circle either English 1, pre-AP English 1, or Humanities. Let's talk a little bit about pre-AP English 1 and Humanities. Humanities is for students who have been identified as GT. So if your student has been identified as GT, that is the course that we would be able to serve them at the high school level for GT. The pre-AP English 1 is a weighted course. Do you feel like we should talk a little bit about what that means?
Absolutely.
At the high school level? Basically, a student is getting additional grade points by being in a pre-AP class. I don't know about you, but I feel like one of the biggest questions we get is, what's the difference? Why should I do this? Your GPA and your rank actually start when you start taking these high school level courses. English 1 is one of those courses that's going to average into your ranking GPA. So if you opt into Pre-AP English 1, know that the course is going to be a little bit faster pace. The curriculum is different. But in exchange for that, the extra coursework, maybe the additional work that you put in, you're also earning an additional 10 GPA points that will be calculated in when we run rank.
And we like to make sure that parents especially know, and students as well, that those 10 points never show up on your report card. They don't show up on your transcript. So if you make an 89 in Pre-AP English 1, it's going to be an 89. It's not going to show up as an A magically on your transcript or your report card. But when your rank is calculated, it'll be calculated as if that grade was 99. You get 10 points added into your rank calculation, like Mrs. Andrews said.
Correct. And I think another question we get often is, if a student fails a Pre-AP course, those 10 additional points are not added in. If a student fails a Pre-AP AP course, there are no additional GPA points given, and the failing grade stands as is.
That's right. And failing grade means no credit.
Correct.
And high school, like we started out saying, is all about earning credits.
So as we go through and select these classes, we highly encourage you and your student to talk to their current teachers. Really think about the other extracurricular activities they're going to be doing, your child's study habits, their organizational level, and really pick and choose what classes you think would best fit your child. So after you select your English class, you'll see that there's an algebra, or, of course, then you have your Pre-AP option. Now, for those of you who have already taken Algebra 1 in 8th grade, you need to bump up that geometry class and write geometry or Pre-AP geometry in that box. That will be the course that you take in the 9th grade. Moving on, of course, biology. You're going to all have regular biology or Pre-AP biology. And then the next course, you're going to see that it says World Geography, and that shows optional. If you'll remember when we talked earlier, there are only 3 credits required in social studies for a high school diploma in the state of Texas. So that is why World Geography is optional. There is also an AP Human Geography course. If your child wants to try to earn some AP college credit, that is optional as well. So if your child would like to take World Geography, you can certainly circle that, or you can write in AP Human, or you can also just use this box as a different elective to choose, maybe a PE or something like that.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because what we like to tell 9th graders is look at the graduation requirements that you can finish your 9th grade year. PE is one of those. If you don't plan to be in athletics where you know you've got to just take 1 year of PE, we encourage you, get that done your 9th grade year. Same thing with fine art. Now, if you are doing an arts and humanities endorsement where you're going to take 4 years of art or 4 years of theater, it's a little bit different. But if you just have to get 1 year out of the way, get it done your freshman year. So you've got your PE requirement and your fine arts requirement, plus your LOT, languages other than English, where you have the 2 years. Maybe you're taking Spanish in 8th grade, so you need to put Spanish 2. Don't take a year off between Spanish 1 and Spanish 2.
Absolutely. So in saying that, that's what we're going to actually write into those blank boxes. So, for instance, if you have Spanish 1 currently in 8th grade, go ahead and write Spanish 2, regular, or put Pre-AP into that second box. Now what you're going to see at the bottom is the career experience courses. That is where you're going to look back through this booklet, really think about something that you are interested in. Once you find what that is for you, you are going to write out the 4 courses that you would like to take starting in your 9th grade year, then going on to 10th, 11th, and 12th. Remember that 9th grade year is always going to be that principal level course that is listed first throughout your book as you turn back through this book. Also remember that we are going to meet with your child every year. So if you get a little confused about what you should write in your 10th, 11th, or 12th grade year, please just do this in pencil. We'll revisit it every single year and be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
And in fact, it's actually possible to change, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Even though you may not really suggest that you do that or recommend it, it's still possible because kids change their minds sometimes.
Absolutely. And we really want you to know that that's why we're here, to answer your questions and to be able to help you through this process. So as you go through this, please make any note of any questions that you may have. We will be at every junior high and be happy to answer questions, and so please feel free to jot those questions down. We also want you to know that this booklet is all online on the Wiley ISD website under the I Have a Plan Wiley WISD link. The online version will have links to videos of students in these courses talking about the experience. So what could be better than to go online once your student starts to narrow this down and really look and see what students that are in these courses have to say about these different experiences.
They'll get the real story then.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we ask that you complete this 4-year plan, making sure your 9th grade level courses are as accurate as possible, and bring this back to your junior high campus on the required date.
And get excited about high school because it is going to be wonderful.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time today.
See you soon.
Are you?
All right. Y'all can start whenever you want.
Okay.
I'm Mrs. Gowodzinski, the lead counselor at Wiley High School.
And I'm Amy Andrews, the lead counselor at Wiley East High School.
And we're here to talk about the Wiley ISD career experiences.